Hey viewers, if you would like to get too soon trending news videos, please subscribe to our channel, Daily Bulletin News, and stay with us. There wasn't much to celebrate this week on Days of Our Lives with 2 DOA weddings and a soon-to-be burial, but it did keep things intriguing. 4th edition, they put forth a lot of effort to give Lai a complex past and complexity before killing him off. Was that right? Married Miss, let's start with the weddings because Eric and Nicole are now wed. In the wrong hands, not that I think they should be married, but given their child and the fact that it's obvious what they want, these marriages might break solemn records for the fastest breakdowns. I suppose that will depend on how long Melinda and Leo manage to get away with handing Sloane Nicole's kid. However, Eric showed Marlena that Sloane was 100% correct before hurrying into their wedding. He is only with her because he is unable to be with Nicole and bear their child, which does not excuse her behavior. Although I still find what they did to Sloane offensive, she was correct to doubt Eric, which is, quite literally, the furthest thing from a healthy partnership. Aside, I adore Sloane's decision to not wear white. Regarding the ceremonies themselves, which are becoming progressively dull, big weddings are something I miss, but I believe the funding isn't there anymore. Days of Our Lives continues to get smaller, just like the rest of the day. Perhaps, in my opinion, unless there is a significant shift in perhaps the biggest wedding we'll ever witness is the double wedding drama involving Xander and Gwen and Leo and Craig. Having said that, perhaps they might at least create the illusion that there will be large weddings in the future with some creative editing and camera angles. The majority of the time, it looks like the show addresses limits by having people choose to get married at the last minute. A little romanticism and the build-up to the big day itself could be beneficial. However, for couples like Nicole and EJ and Eric and Sloane, who we know are headed nowhere, it's not really essential. So yes, in this instance, but at least EJ laughed at those pigs in a blanket for a Demera wedding. That's something I can get behind. Terrible country people's opinions about Halloween episodes are usually more extreme on days, with little room for middle ground. Yes, they have previously done the dream thing, but I still had fun identifying the film references. Sloane's was, well, any zombie movie. Chad's was Pet Sematary. Holly's was Scream. Petition to have Raven Bowens be the next murderer in Scream via anyone. It's unclear to me what Paulina's was. Lethal Allure? I won't go into great detail about this year's Halloween, but I will say that it at least alluded to the themes of the characters' concerns and perhaps offered us a sneak peek at how disastrous things could get when some of these problems are revealed. For starters, it was evident how much Chad fears Stephanie destroying his life, as well as how much he worries about his late wife destroying his present attempt at a life. Even if their relationship is currently just as obviously unhealthy as the newlyweds, at least Chad resisted the urge to get married right away. Let's now examine the future of this Everett project. Other than being a spoiler for a relationship that is already failing, I don't think he's bad news. He is an individual. For the time being, you can see whether you agree with my crazy notion of what awakened him up from his coma here, but there's a lot of room for interpretation. My main concern, though, is this. Why did Stephanie just say, "Oh, he ghosted me," instead of, "Oh my God"? If their relationship was going so well, and as serious as they portray it to be, is he okay? Even if I'm not an expert in relationships, I wouldn't think ghosted if I stopped communicating with someone. Gloomy expression rather of saying, call all the hospitals. The erroneous fate, many people just want Gabby dead and gone, from what I could tell lately and especially from the comments on last week's soapbox. Although it's still possible, I believe the more likely scenario is that she is arrested or flees to escape it. Whoa. Perhaps she disappears to hang out in Vivian's secret hideout. They would both adore that, I'm sure. I'm ready for at least a Gabby break though, given how harsh she was this week. I'm aware that she is capable of such savagery, but at this point, we don't have many redeeming traits left in her. I still feel horrible about Lai even though he committed, or attempted to commit, some very horrible things. Although I had a sneak peek at this before, I wish there had been more information available sooner, as it would have greatly contributed to understanding why he was so adamant about keeping Gabby. Remington Hoffman was, in my opinion, underutilized.